can't stop the love we made.
Hey everybody, it's ShishKebabber1 coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. Today's video, guys, is totally dedicated to the cryo crab, or the frozen crab, as I'm going to call them. We just saw this, I guess, 6 hours ago here at the recording of this video in the Boom Beach News, incoming mega crab intelligence report. Let's get into that, guys. So what are they talking about here? It's cryo carnage, blah, blah, blah. Vulnerable to ice attacks. Okay, so we're getting boosted cryoneers. That's what they're telling us. By the time we reach stage 31, we're going to get 1,000% boosted damage. This is actually something, like something. It's more than the 75% we had on the tribal going into the last mega crab, because we did have 75% cryoneer damage back then. But this is 1,000% from the crab bonus, which is something. We'll get into that though. The other thing that's really, really useful, probably even more important here, guys, is the second line right here. Cryo bombs away. We've got cryo bombs. Now, those cryo bombs are, and as they even hint at here at the last sentence, it's also a great minesweeper. That is really going to open the door for Smoky Zuka attacks, like without a doubt. It also will help with RZCM type stuff, simply because, well, here's the deal. Like, with previous mega crabs, what you need to know is, basically once you reach around stages, it depends on the crab, but let's say mid-30s to mid-40s, in that range, you start getting way too many rocket launchers on the maps, and the damage boosts are also a bit too high, so it makes running squishy combinations like RZCM not effective. That's why TGM, or some variant thereof, skanks that too, tends to be pretty effective going through the mega crab when you're just plowing through it, because the armor can take all those shots, you know, from the splash damage, especially like rocket launchers. However, the cryo bomb is going to help augment that. In this case, you would be using the cryos to slow down the rocket launchers and to give your healers a chance to catch up on healing. It might even be advisable sometimes to run RZCM with 2 boats of healers when there's just a heck of a lot of splash damage, but you can keep it slowed down with cryos, that sort of stuff. Keep it in mind. But I really think the star of this mega crab is in fact the cryo bomb. It will not be the cryoneer. But let's examine the cryoneer a little bit further. Okay, so 1,000% boosted damage. What does that mean exactly? So I know in my last video when I talked about the cryoneer tribal, I said basically anything times 0 is 0, and well, that's essentially true, but when you start multiplying things by really big numbers, even small numbers become something. So, as we can see, the base damage per second on a max level cryoneer, it's a level 8 cryoneer, is 42 DPS. So with 1,000% bonus damage, that means we'll be getting an extra 420 damage, putting it in at 462 DPS. That's unboosted. So, okay, 462 DPS. Note the unit size is 4. Okay, so that's roughly, what is that? 115 DPS, 115.5 per unit size, something like that. Let's look at Riflemen. Okay, notice their damage per second is 157, their unit size is 1. So what this means is we're getting close, like 2/3, a little bit more of the way towards a Rifleman damage with our cryoneer, at least per unit size. The cryoneer will do more damage than a single Rifleman because they take up 4 unit spots, right? So a single cryoneer will do more than double, almost triple what the, actually just about triple what the Rifleman can do on their own. But based it on the unit size of the landing craft, each landing craft can only bring a certain amount of DPS, and a landing craft full of riflemen will still bring more DPS than a landing craft full of cryoneers. I know you could ask about, well, obviously when you start looking at troop damage statue bonuses and things like that, the riflemen pull even further away because their base DPS is much higher to multiply off of than the cryoneers. So as you start adding boost, the separation becomes further away. That being said, though, yeah, it's still relatively low, but you got to remember something about the cryoneers, guys. This is what's going to be interesting. Their beam extension, you know? So they can shoot this like a laser, or a cryo laser or something. They can shoot this rifleman DPS. Basically, each cryo is about 3 riflemen, let's say. Excuse me. And that'll be projected along the path of their beam. They're very hard to control though, so it's not like you can really do strategic flaring and get them to like just shoot their beams a certain way, unless everything else around whatever you're targeting is dead, like a core or something. They might be able to do a little bit of a kind of like overthrow damage from the Grens, but it's not going to be to the same extent. The Grens will rain down more pain than a Cryoneer. Let's take a look at the Grens. Their unit size is 6. Their damage per second is 222. So if you break it down on a per unit cost, maybe that's not true. It just seems like the Grens are going to hit harder. But 222 divided by 6, I don't know, somewhere around 37 DPS or something per spot. So that's quite a bit less than the 115 we calculated for the Cryoneers per unit size, right? So I guess a boat of Cryos will bring more DPS than a boat of Grens, but that's not counting stuff like Splash, right? Anyway, so who knows? Who knows? It'll be interesting. I think that RZCM will definitely be able to go a lot further in this Mega Crab, especially because of the Cryo Bomb. But the real big winners and everybody, they're going to be using Smoky Zuka tactics, and those Cryos are just going to benefit them so greatly. Not only will it help to clear mines, it'll help for flash kills and things like that to extend the delay on rocket launchers. I mean, you can get like, I forgot the number, but it's almost like a complete shock when you have a delayed rocket that's under cryo. It's just going to take forever to get that first shot off on your troops. So there's so many things this cryo bomb can do for you that it's going to be the cryo bomb crab, without a doubt. So looking forward to it. I guess the other thing to talk about would be statue implications. Well, there's really two schools of thought on this based on the two pathways that I was just telling you about. Obviously, TGM will be mixed in. If you're going to be using RZCM, it'll be a mix of RZCM and TGM. Just that RZCM will go a lot further than it did previously. However, if you're going to be focusing more on all Zuka, heavy Zuka type hits, then your statue loadout's going to be different. The point here is that we have the Lifewell Tribe GBE plus 50% bonus. Like I was mentioning in my previous video, that's basically the equivalent of 1.5 boosted Guardians. So that helps. Now, for stuff like Smoky RZs, or for Smoky Zuka hits, you still don't really want troop health. You might, however, still consider running one, just the masterpiece of troop health, because I'm not so sure that every single map it'll make sense to do like a Smoky style hit. So it might be good to fall back on something with one troop health if you're going to be focusing primarily on Smoky Zuka. So we're talking something like a I don't know, 541, 5 GBE, 4 troop damage, and 1 troop health. The reason why I'm light on the GBE is because you've got 1.5 boosted Guardians. I'm assuming you're running full boost here. So you got 1.5 boosted Guardians coming from the Tribal. Anyway, something like that. Now, on the flip side, if you think you're going to be doing more TGM and RZCM style hits, like me, then you're going to be looking at probably more benefit from troop health. The reason being is that you want your troops to live while the medics are healing them up, because there's medics in both combinations, right? And things just hit a lot harder. So you're probably looking at something like a 343 or something like that. Even a 244 statue setup. It's GBE, damage, and health, right? Me, I might... What do I have in my statue storage anyway? I might do one switcheroo. I've got a troop damage of 12% and a gunboat energy of 17. If anything, I might drop in another troop damage in place of a gunboat energy. Actually, troop damage 13 should be the max. I don't have any max statues, do I? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I just had the max GBE at the moment. It kind of depends, but I might take off a GBE statue and trade in a damage or a health. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I guess that's about it. That's all I can really say on that. Jump into a couple live hits since I'm here. There's only a couple guys that are just appeared on my map a little bit ago. This guy, I believe, is 0 level. Strange. I marked him earlier. Don't know why it's not showing up. Yeah, 0 level. So, not much to it. Tell you what. We'll do a skank, cryo skank. We'll do a, let's see, instead of 4-4 skank, we'll go 4-3-1 Scorcher Tank Cryo. And we'll use Sparky, why not? I didn't even see what prototypes this guy had. It hardly matters. Remember, guys, we still have the 50% Scorcher damage in this tribal, too, so that's going to be a little bit beneficial as well. That's why I think all in all, between Skank, TGM, and RZCM, with the occasional Smoky Zuka style hit here or there, I think I'll be doing just fine in the Mega Crab. But I'm going to be leaning more on the medic approach with, you know, TGM and RZCM. Anyway, guys, what are we looking at here? We've got a couple shock blasters, shock launchers, of course. Is there no third prototype? Okay, well, the shock blasters are going to be giving us the most problem, right? So let's just drop everybody and just BART them out and go. We'll start with the tanks because they're slower than the Scorchers. Anyway, let's go a little BART job here. Just go 2 barrage on the front one on the back. I think 2 barrage will cover that one in the front. And what, 3 artillery in the back? 1 and 2. Let's see where that gets us. Nope, just 2. Okay. Alrighty, I don't know if that volume's too loud. Turn it down just a smidge. Okay, let's see. Let's put some critters on this cannon right over here. Try to get the distraction. Try to distract the shock launcher and distract the other cannon. I guess a shock on some of these boom cannons might be beneficial. Or we'll just go right between it. Okay, shock on the shock launcher and boom cannon to the 11 o'clock, the HQ. Just trying to keep an eye on the Scorcher health. I guess we could use a critter swarm. Scorcher health overall is doing okay. This guy up front's got the most problems, I guess. So we'll put a shock on that boom cannon. Oh, there's plenty of critters to keep everything busy. Scorcher on the left flank needs some critter support. Right flank's looking good. Critter swarm and spam artillery. Kaboom! Just like that. This player goes down to Pound Town. Of course, unboosted. What do you expect? And of course, we lost Cryo. He goes with the territory. You know, just throwing him in there because we can. 0 level base, who cares? The other guy, I think it's just like a Masterpiece boosted base. We will not run this combination on him, though. 64, 72. Let's verify those stats. 64 and 72 is correct. You know, one thing I have been doing a lot more in this tribal, I found, because it is tricky for RZCM with the boosted rocket health, which he probably has, which he does. And of course, you got the increased boom cannon damage, which a lot of people are running too, which makes tanks tricky. Well, you know who doesn't really care about boosted rocket launcher health and boom cannon damage? Warriors, guys. And with his shield gen being so darn close to the HQ, I think we can do it. I think we can just run in unboosted Warriors here. The key is our shocks. Yeah, we'll have to pick up the shock launcher, this shock blaster, this rocket. So one shock needs to cover probably, I think the flamethrower will definitely be in Bullet's taunt. The machine gun might even be in his taunt. We would like one shock to cover the boom cannon, shock launcher, and mortar. We need another shock to cover this shock launcher, and Bullet will not be covering any of this. So it would be nice if we could get it to cover. Even got this rocket launcher. Well, the rocket launcher's moved too far away. I think it'd be nice if we could cover both these mortars, the flamethrower, and the shock launcher, as well as the boom cannon with our other shock. So just trying to remember what I'm trying to cover with each shock. Okay. And then, of course, we'll need to throw a shock back here to cover the flamethrower, shock blaster, and the rocket launcher. So we're going to need 3 shocks for this. There are a heck of a lot of mines around the HQ. I think I'll just drop a box of critters on top of that. And we'll go straight at the shield gen, then towards the HQ. I'm not sure if it's going to be 1 or 2 swings on the shield gen. I'll plan for 2, and we'll just roll with it like that. Okay, I hope we have enough GBE for it all. Anyway, that's the plan. But yeah, I've been finding Warriors have been working out pretty well in like Masterpiece boosted situations and stuff. They've got a little bit more room to maneuver, and the extra GBE helps. Helps them a lot. And like I said, the damage from the boom cannons doesn't matter. They're going to get one shot anyway, and the extra health from the rockets doesn't matter because we're not trying to attack the rocket launchers. So yeah, Warriors, guys. Who would have guessed? Alright. Oh, that's not him. That's Dr. T. There we go. UDI. Okay. How's the launch? Kind of hot. Whatever. We are going to be getting a little tingled from the shock blaster. Okay. Right. Critter box on the HQ. We got our 3 shocks. I think we're good. Okay, let's drop bullet everybody else, then we'll rock the critters, then we'll start smoking and flaring and all that good jazz. Critter box on the HQ. This is going to help distract the shock blaster a bit while we smoke everybody up. Forgot the flare though. Okay. Alright, that hurt a little bit. That's okay. It's going to be a weird path they take, so we need to be careful with where we put these smokes. That wasn't too bad, actually. Okay, definitely going to want to give him a heal. We'll start that heal now. Taunt is up. Preparing for 2 swings. It'll just be 2 smokes on the way back. Okay, 77 GBE. We got tons of GBE, guys. We're going to get this, no problem. Heal is down. Let's get our shocks. Shocking, and shocking. Not quite sure I covered everything I wanted to. We got most everything. Cycle shock, put down a heal. And just like that, guys, kaboom, UDI goes down to Pound Town with Warriors. Warriors, guys. It's the new meta in this tribal, I think. No, but I have been finding a lot of utility with warrior attacks recently, more than before, like for the reasons like I've stated. So there you go. Kaboom, unboosted. Not that it matters. I mean, still got 10 offense. And yeah, that's it, guys. So I just want to make this short and sweet. I want to let you know what I'm thinking about the about the cryo crab or the frozen crab. And oh yeah, I almost forgot. Well, actually, I did forget. I wanted to show you guys an op hit that I did today that I'm kind of proud of. Like I said, I've been working on stuff here in my task force. We soloed Commodore for the first time, I think. Well, at least one like this with this style. So check it out. Shish Kebabber's actually learning a few tricks, guys. Take a quick look at the layout here. We got a 236 Como. The health on that, well, you can't see it when you're paused, right? 484 on the masterpiece. I forget, it was like 1 point something million. I should have looked that up. I should have done the math. 484. We'll do the math real quick. 484 on the core, just to show you guys how to do it. Just take a core, any core. I think it's like 200k, 400k. What is it? 200k. Right. The total health is 200k. So, so what we do, guys? Let's see. Go to Shish Kebabber's desktop. I don't want to close anything. Okay, and go to the calculator. There we go. Calculating with Shish Kebabber, guys. So what we want to do is take 200,000, multiply that by, well, we got a bonus of 484, so that's actually 584 or 5.84. That's 584%, right? That gives us the total 1.168 million. That's what we took down. So, I mean, it's not like 2 million or anything crazy, but keep in mind, I was actually just Masterpiece boosted for this as well. So, where the heck were we? Right, back to my hit. Here we go. So, taking a quick look, we were fortunate because the beach wasn't hot. Sometimes they like to stick rockets here. And same with all these cannons. Sometimes they like to have rockets here. Maybe it's here where the mortars are. I forget. But the point is these rockets weren't in range. This only required 2 shocks. I had to worry about this shock launcher and basically kind of like this flamethrower and this machine gun. These were kind of going to be in the range of where my Zukas were going to stand. This one to a lesser extent. But anyway, I did 17HZ on this with just GBE boost and brick and battle orders, of course. Anyway, let's get into it. You see the flare with the staggered landing, quite standard. Getting all the Zukas out first, then I drop the heavies. I'm not necessarily sure if that's the best way or not. I was hoping to achieve some separation between the heavies and brick, because I was afraid that maybe with all those mines, if she ran over them, that she would get hurt or killed, but I didn't really get the separation I was looking for, but it really didn't matter. So here you go. We try to gap our smokes as much as possible. Just trying to keep the center line, the diameter line of the smoke in the same line of the path of the troops. That way we get the maximum amount of distance inside of the smoke. Here was a nice little gap right there. I wasn't quite meaning to go that far, but it worked out. And yeah, just moving right along. We're using the heavies here just like as bulldozers to kind of clear the mines out. Zukas are following right in behind them. Need to reflare because the flare's about to expire. Double smoke down. Look how far out Brick went. She went really far out. I'm glad I put that smoke that far forward. That was a bit of a mistake, but it turned out in my favor. It was a mistake because these Zukas popped out of the back. Anyway, flaring the core. Battle orders is up. Shocks are out. Throwing down a heal just to, to protect stuff. Thought I had enough to cycle both shocks. Turns out I only had enough for one shock. Got the shock on the flamethrower and the machine gun done. Got some critters in there for the shock launcher. A bit too late, but haha, true health. Zukas don't die, and the core does. And just like that, guys, Commodore goes down to Pound Town. There you go, shish kebabber style. So anyway, yeah, that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a super fantastic, awesome day. And remember, guys, like always, be kind to others, because if you're not, you're just being mean, and mean people suck. Have a great day.